नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तन्तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। भगवद्गीता अध्याय 2 श्लोक 29। आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम् आश्चर्यवद्वदति तथैव चान्यः आश्चर्यवच्चैनमन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वाप्येनं वेद न चैव कश्चित्। आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम्। In this shloka, Bhagavan is talking about durvijneyatva of the Atma. It is not easy to get Atmajnana. Atmajnana is a rare phenomenon. आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम्। कश्चित्, some rare person, someone. The very word kashchit conveys that it is not very usual. Some rare person. Enam atmanam. This Atma. Ascharyavat pashyati. Pashyati. Knows the Atma. Here Bhashyakara gives a two interpretation. In fact, the shloka is interpreted in two different ways. In one interpretation, we have to understand pashyati as paroksha jnana. We will first see the first interpretation. Pashyati means gets a paroksha jnana. There is something called Atma. Even this understanding is rare. If you go outside, many people will say there is no Atma. You ask the ordinary people in the world, educated people, many of them will say there is no Atma. Then you try to tell him there is Atma. What will they say? What is the scientific proof for Atma? Is there any scientific proof for Atma? They will ask. Then you cannot give any scientific proof. Because Atma does not fall in the domain of science. But this person does not accept any other pramana than science. Therefore, he cannot even get a paroksha jnana of Atma, because he does not have a pramana for Atma. Therefore, no Atma. So, even to say Atma asti, Brahma asti, even that is ascharyavat, like a wonder, like any other wonder in the world. Means very rare, not usually seen. Likewise, आश्चर्यवद् वदति तथैव चान्यः. Even to teach the Atma Tattva is आश्चर्यवत्. Anyaha, anyaha kaschit, another person, another rare person, vadati, enam atmanam vadati, teaches this Atma, and even that is ascharyavat, because even a teacher, a guru of Atma Tattva, a competent guru of Atma Tattva is not easily found, not easy to find. It is easy to find YouTube videos. But finding a proper guru and getting proper instruction, receiving proper instruction, receiving proper vision from the guru, it is ascharyavat. Ascharyavat vadati tathaiva chanyah. Finding a proper teacher and his attention, his grace is ascharyavat. Likewise, ascharyavat chainamanya shrunoti anyaha cha enam ascharyavat shrunoti. Anyaha kaschit, another person, a rare person, enam shrunoti, does a shavana. Getting a student for doing shavana, one who really does a shavana, is ascharyavat. If someone is really doing shavana, it is very rare. So, Shrota, a proper student, a competent student with the proper readiness and proper attitude, who has time and ability to do shavana, is also ascharya, wonder. and Shrutvapyenam Veda na chaiva kaschit. Some people, Shrutva api, even after listening and even after getting Paroksha Jnana, na Veda, they do not get proper vision. They do not culminate, they do not accomplish the aparoksha jnana. A clear vision. Aham Brahmasmi. Very few people are able to say. This is one interpretation. And in another interpretation, the first three padas are taken as hetu for the fourth pada. It is another interpretation. In that interpretation, Ascharyavat Pashyati Kaschidenam. Pashyati should be understood as proper understanding, not Paroksha Jnana. Enam Kaschit Ascharyavat Pashyati means some rare person, Ascharyavat, like a wonder, understands the Atma, gets the Aparoksha Jnana. And Ascharyavat Chainam, Ascharyavat Vadati Tathaiva Chanyaha, meaning will remain same. Ascharyavat Chainam Anyashanoti, meaning will remain same. And these three facts are hetu. They collectively form the reason for stating Shrutvapyenam Vedana Chaiva Kaschit. Even after listening, somebody rarely understands. Means the Atma Jnana is very rare. See the Bhashya. Ascharyavat, Ascharyam, Adrishtam, Adbhutam, Akasmad Drishyamanam, Tena Tulyam, Ascharyavat, Ascharya iva enam atmanam pashyati kaschit Ascharyavat. Bhashyakara explains this word. Ascharyavat means Ascharyena tulyam Ascharyavat. Tena tulyam kriyached vatihi. Vati pratyaya. In the sense of like, similar to, like a wonder. Ascharyam is equal to Adbhutam. Ascharya is Adbhuta, a wonder. What is a wonder? Adrishtam akasmad drishyamanam. Adrishtam, generally not seen, commonly not seen, commonly not found. but akasmat drishyamanam. Sometimes it is seen, and that too unexpectedly. Akasmat drishyamanam is ascharya. Accidentally found sometimes, not predicted and found. Not previously expected to find and found, then it is not ascharya. If you are expecting someone to come today and he came, it is not ascharya. You are not expecting to find a person anywhere around today, but all of a sudden he appears in front of you in Rishikesh today. Then you wonder how it is possible. You are supposed to be in San Francisco, and the person is appearing in Rishikesh. You are surprised. So, akasmat drishyaman, that is ascharyavat. Ascharya. Bhashyakara explained ascharya. Tena tulyam ascharyavat. Tena tulyam, like ascharya. Means like any other wonder in the world is ascharyavat. Ascharyam iva. Instead of using vati pratyaya, Bhashyakara uses iva, like ascharya, comparable to ascharya. Enam atmanam pashyati kaschit. Enam atmanam kaschit pashyati. Some rare person understands the Atma, gets even the paroksha jnana of the Atma, gets convinced that there is something called Atma and I can know the Atma. It is paroksha jnana. Even that is very, very rare. Ascharyavat enam vadati tathaiva chanyah. We have read it yesterday, right? Yesterday we have done that. Tathaiva, likewise, enam anyah ascharyavad vadati. Anyah, another person. Anyah kaschit, another rare person. Enam ascharyavad vadati. Enam vadati, teaches the Atma. See, teaching is vadati. For teaching, speaking is needed. One cannot teach in mauna. There are some people who are not interested in meeting a teaching Swami. If there is a Mauni, I will see him. Some people have that idea. If he is a Mauni, he must be a Jnani. But Krishna says, a Mauni cannot be a teacher. vadati, he has to speak. So even the teacher is ascharyavat. Ascharyavat cha enam अन्यः शृणोति. Enam अन्यः, another person. Enam आश्चर्यवत् शृणोति, like a wonder. Again, another person शृणोति, listens to the teaching. Does Shravana. A yogya shishya, a competent student is rare, and a competent teacher is rare. Therefore, it is ascharyavat. Shrutva, drishtva, uktva api, enam vedana chaiva kaschit. Shrutva, even after doing Shravana. Drishtva, even after getting paroksha jnana. And uktva api, even after telling to others. He may tell others, there is Atma, there is Atma. Uktva api, enam kaschit na eva veda. Someone does not get the clear understanding. So it is a fourth quarter meaning. So that means paroksha, aparoksha jnana, a clear understanding of the Atma which culminates in result in moksha is even more rare. The first three are rare, and the fourth one is even more rare. So this is one interpretation. And then Bhashyakara gives another interpretation. Athava yaha ayam atmanam pashyati saha ascharyatul yaha vadati yascha shrunoti saha अनेक सहस्रेषु कश्चिदेव भवति अतः दुर्बोधः आत्मा इत्यभिप्रायः. Now the second interpretation, अथवा or. यहाँ अयम आत्मानं पश्यति Saha ascharyatul. This is the meaning of first quarter. Yaha atmanam pashyati. One who understands the Atma, gets a clear understanding of the Atma. Saha ascharyatul. He is like ascharya, like a wonder. Yaha vadati saha ascharyatul. The teacher is ascharyatul. Yaha shrunoti, even someone who listens to the Atma Tattva. Saha aneka sahasreshu kaschideva bhavati. He is one in several thousands. यह वदति यश्च शृणोति. One who teaches is aneka sahasreshu kaschit, and yaha shrunoti, he is also aneka sahasreshu kaschideva. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam siddhanam kaschinmam veti tattvataha. Bhagavan will say later on. Ataha Ataha durbodhaha atma ityabhiprayah. This is the meaning of the fourth quarter. Shrutvapyenam vedana chaiva kaschit. Even after listening, someone does not understand. Means atma is very durbodhaha. Ataha, therefore, atma is very difficult to understand. Therefore, one should not lose the opportunity. If the opportunity is lost, it may not come again for a long time. It will come, but it may not come very quickly. One may have to wait for a very long time. And how long? It may be for many kalpas, not even many janmas. Janma is short. 10 janmas we can wait. But it may be several kalpas, several cycles of creation. We are not ready to wait. That is why we have to continue. Shloka 30. Dehi nityamavadhyoyam Dehe sarvasya bharata Tasmat sarvani bhutani Natvam shochitumarhasi. He Bharata, O Bharata, descendant of Bharata, Sarvasya dehe sthitaha ayam dehi. Ayam dehi. This dehi. Dehi means Atma. The Atma which is present in this body, he is not confined to this body alone. Sarvasya dehe avsthitaha. He is present in all bodies. In every body, the same Atma is present. Therefore, Sarvasya dehe sthitaha ayam dehi. The deha are anitya. The bodies are anitya. But the dehi Atma is nitya. Dehi nityam avadhyaha. Nityam avadhyaha. Nityam, always. At any state, whether it is youth or whether it is old age, at any state of the body, at any condition of the body, the Atma is avadhyaha. Atma cannot be destroyed. Vadham arhati iti vadhyaha. One who can be killed is called vadhyaha. Na vadhyaha avadhyaha. The one that cannot be destroyed is avadhyaha. indestructible. It is different from avadyaha. Avadyaha or avadyam means something which is nindya, means which can be criticized, of low quality. Avadyam. Instead of mahaprana, if the alpa prana is used. Avadyam means nindyam, kutsitam ityartha. Lowly. Ayam dehi nityam avadhyaha. Tasmat, therefore, tvam, you, sarvani bhutani uddishya, in relation to all beings, na shochitumarhasi, you are not supposed to lament. You are not supposed to have sorrow in relation to any being, in reference to any being. See the bhashya. Atha idanim prakaranaartham upasamharan brute. Atha idanim, now, prakaranartham upasamharan. So, atha means after talking about the durjneyatva of Atma. Atha means anantaram. After talking about the durjneyatva, the rareness of Atma Jnana, idani, now, in this shloka, prakaranartham upasamharan brute, Bhagavan is concluding the prakarana, the section which talked about the nityatva of the Atma. Atma is nityaha. It was the main theme of the section so far, starting from shloka 11. And in that there was slight deviation in 3 or 4 shlokas, last 4 shlokas. Again Bhagavan talks about the same topic and concludes the discussion of nityatva of the Atma. Nityatva or avikriyatva of the Atma. Prakaranartham upasamharan, concluding the discussion, the subject matter of this prakarana, the particular section of chapter 2. Brute, Bhagavan says, Dehi Shariri Nityam Sarvada Sarvavasthasu Avadhyaha Niravayavatvat Nityatvacha Tatra Avadhyaha Ayam Dehe Sharire सर्वस्य सर्वगतत्वात् स्थावरादिषु स्थितः अपि सर्वस्य प्राणिजातस्य देहे वध्यमाने अपि अयं देही न वध्यः यस्मात् तस्मात् भीष्मादीनि सर्वाणि भूतानि उद्दिश्य न त्वं शोचितुम् अर्हसि. Dehi is equal to Shariri, one who has a body, one who manifests in a body, means Atma. Nityam. Nityam is qualifying Avadhyaha. Nityam Avadhyaha. Nityam is equal to Sarvada. Always. Always means Sarvavasthas, at any state. Whether childhood or youth, the body may have various avasthas, and at any avastha the body can perish. When someone becomes old, the chances of perishing might be greater. But even at a younger age, there are chances that one might perish. But the Atma, at any state, at any stage of life, the Atma does not perish. Therefore, Sarvavasthasu Avadhyaha. Atma is Avadhyaha, cannot be killed, cannot be destroyed. Now Bhashyakara gives the hetu why Atma is Avadhyaha. Niravayavatvat nityatvacha tatra avadhyaha ayam. Niravayavatvat nityatvacha. Since Atma is Niravayava, Atma has no avayava, no parts. This is one hetu. Another hetu is Nityatvat. Atma is Nityaha, eternal, not bound by time. Therefore, Tatra Ayam Avadhyaha. Tatra means Sarvavasthasu. In all states of life, Atma is Avadhyaha. Dehe is equal to Sharire. So, Atma is present in every body. Dehe is equal to Sharire. Sarvasya Sharire. Atma is present in everybody's body. Sarvasya Sharire Sthitaha. And what are the Sarva? Sthavaradishu. In Sthavara, etc. Sthavara means the non-moving creatures. Any plants, trees, etc. or sthavara. Adi. Adi includes a jangama as well. Sthavara and jangama. The creatures are two types. Some are sthavara, they don't move, and some are jangama, they move. Moving and non-moving creatures, they are the bodies. Sarvasya dehe means stavaradishu, sharireshu. Sthitaha api, the Atma is present. Why the Atma is present in all bodies? Because sarvagatatvat. Because Atma is sarvagata, all pervasive. Therefore, the Atma is present in all bodies. Yet, even when the bodies are destroyed, Atma does not get destroyed. Atma is present in every body, yet Atma is not affected by any body. Immanent as well as transcendent. Atma is present in everything. In the meantime, the Atma transcends everything. Sabhumim vishwato vritva atyatishthad dashangulam. Saha Purushaha. He pervades everything. Vishwato vritva. But he transcends everything. Atyatishthad dashangulam. He is 10 inches apart. Means does not get affected by anything. Immanent as well as transcendent. Immanent means present in and through the universe. In the meantime, transcendent. Transcends everything. So, sthitaha api sarvasya pranijatasya dehe vadhyamane api. Even when the deha, the body of all pranis, all beings, sarvasya pranijatasya, pranijata means group of beings. Jata means samuha, group of beings. Sharire dehe vadhyamane api. Even when the body gets killed, body gets destroyed, ayam dehi navadhyaha. This dehi, the Atma, is not vadhyaha. Yasmat, since it is so. So yasmat should be connected in the beginning of the shloka. Since dehi is nityam avadhyaha, therefore tasmat bhishmadini sarvani bhutani uddishya. Concerning about Bhishma, Drona, etc. Sarvani bhutani. In the shloka there is sarvani bhutani, all beings. Considering all beings, uddishya. Uddishya has to be adhyahara. Sarvani bhutani uddishya. Sarvani bhutani is object of uddishya in the Anvaya. Sarvani bhutani is dvitiya because it is object of uddishya. Sarvani bhutani uddishya. Sarvani bhutani means Bhishmadini, Bhishma and so on. Tvam shochitum na arhasi. You are not supposed to have grief. Therefore, get out of the grief. Now, after talking about the Nityatva of the Atma, to get Arjuna out of his sorrow, Bhagavan talks about the importance of not withdrawing from the fight, even from another standpoint. It is the standpoint of Swadharma. For Arjuna, Yuddha is Swadharma. Swadharma is the dharma given to an individual according to his swabhava. When we talk about swadharma, we also talk about swabhava. People have different natures. Everyone is not equal. There is difference among human beings. Everyone is unique in his own way or her own way. Everyone is unique in his own or her own way. There is no equality. Equality is only communism. Equality without quality. People have different natures. The abilities are different. What I can do, someone else cannot do. What someone else can do, I cannot do. The abilities are different. And the temperaments are different. Aptitudes are different. Inclinations are different. Everyone is born with his own unique temperament, unique aptitude, unique abilities, and unique desires also. Unique aspirations. All these are collectively called an individual's swabhava, an individual's nature. And the swabhava, based on the swabhava, the people are classified. In fact, in the tradition, they talk about what really constitutes the difference in Swabhava. What determines the difference in Swabhava? It is the unique combination of the three gunas that we have. All our bodies and all our minds, they are all made of three gunas: Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. And everyone has a unique composition of the three gunas. For some people, Sattva is predominant. For some, Tamas is predominant. For some, Rajas is predominant. And it may vary in degrees. In varying degrees, there are combinations of three gunas. And based on the combinations of three gunas, people are classified into four. And the four is a broad classification. Within the four, there are varieties. So they are called four varnas. Chatvaraha varnaha: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. And according to their swabhava, dharma is assigned. Their duties are assigned. What they are supposed to do, what they are not supposed to do, everything is enjoined in accordance with an individual's swabhava. That is how the Shastra addresses the people, based on an individual swabhava. One cannot change one's swabhava, because swabhava is given. What is my ability? What is my temperament? I cannot resist it. I can't say I will become like someone else, because what I am is determined by my previous janmas, the samskara that I have accumulated in my previous janmas, and the karma that I have accumulated in my previous janma. Everything determines my swabhava. And because of the karma that I have done in my previous janma, because of the samskara that I have accumulated in the previous janma, I am born in a particular place. In a particular situation, to particular parents. Even my birth is decided by my karma and my samskara. And that determines my swabhava also. And the swabhava cannot be changed. My temperament, my aptitude, my abilities, nothing, it cannot be changed to a great extent. Some changes might be possible, but to a great extent, it cannot be changed. I cannot become like another person, or another person cannot become like me. That is why Krishna will tell later on, Prakritim yanti bhutani nigrahah kim karishyati. Swabhavajena kaunteya nibaddhasvena karmana. All these statements are there. Sadrisham cheshtate swasyaha prakriterjnanavanapi prakritim yanti bhutani nigrahah kim karishyati. So everyone acts according to his swabhava, which he has inherited because of his past karma and samskara. The swabhava cannot be changed, cannot be resisted, but it can be channelized. The swabhava can be channelized in the right direction. For example, if I am born a Kshatriya and I have the ability to fight, I have the temperament to fight, Shauryam tejo dhritir dakshyam yuddhe chapyapalayanam, I have all those qualities. Shaurya, valor, and the ability to fight. Yuddhe chapyapalayanam, I am always willing to fight. It is my swabhava. To some extent it is true also. I cannot change the swabhava. And Shastra doesn't say change your swabhava, resist your swabhava. Instead, the Shastra says channelize it in the right direction. Channelize it in the direction of dharma. If you have the urge to fight, fight a dharma yuddha. Use your Kshatriya nature for the good of the world, for protecting the people, for protecting the dharma, for destroying the evil. That is the way a Kshatriya is supposed to channelize his swabhava. That is the idea of performing swadharma. And Arjuna has a swadharma determined by his kshatriya swabhava. And Bhagavan says, it is a very good opportunity for you to channelize your kshatriya swabhava in the right direction by performing your swadharma. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.